I don't trust the medical system to have my best interest at heart. So here's what I'm doing different. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Trimester Zero. If you're new here, I'm Martisa, a Black queer feminist, homemaker, gardener, and hopefully soon to be first time mama. On this channel, I share my preconception journey, all things queer family building, wellness, and joy. So if you're into that kind of content, please like and subscribe so that we can grow this community. Today, we're talking about functional medicine, my approach to health optimization, the testing I've done, and my goals. So this one's going to get a little heavy because we need to talk about why I don't fully trust conventional medicine. But then I'll break down what I'm actually doing to prepare my body for pregnancy. Before we get into the what, let's frame the why. Let's start with a little history of obstetrics and gynecology. Modern gynecology was literally built on the bodies of enslaved Black women. Dr. J. Marion Sims, who is called the father of gynecology, experimented on enslaved Black women without anesthesia, without consent, treating their bodies as test subjects rather than just human beings. And this is an ancient history. The medical abuse of Black bodies continues. Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women. Our pain is dismissed, our symptoms are ignored, and we're treated as if our bodies are inherently broken. As a Black woman, I carry this history in my body, and of course, it shapes how I approach healthcare. But beyond the specific racism, our entire medical model is broken. It's based on illness rather than wellness. It's reactive, not preventative. It's tied to the pharmaceutical industry, which profits from keeping us sick and depends on medications that manage symptoms rather than addressing root causes. I'm not interested in waiting until something is wrong to get help. I'm not interested in a system that sees pregnancy as a medical event to be managed and profited from rather than a natural process to be supported. So I opted for a different approach. I opted for root cause medicine, also known as functional medicine. So what exactly is functional medicine? It's an approach that looks at the body as a whole system and seeks to find and address the root causes of disease rather than managing symptoms. It's where conventional medicine might say, you have low energy, here's a prescription. Functional medicine says, why do you have low energy? Is it your thyroid? Is it your nutrient levels? Is it your gut health, your stress? Let's test and find out. Functional medicine doctors can't prescribe pharmaceuticals in the same way that conventional doctors can. And honestly, that's a plus for me. Instead, they prescribe supplements, recommend dietary changes, and create personalized protocols geared towards healing at the root level. It's about optimization, thriving rather than survival. And for preconception specifically, that's exactly what I want. I want a doctor to tell me, I don't want a doctor to tell me that I'm just fine because my labs fall in a particular normal range. I want a doctor who's going to help me optimize every system in my body so that I can create the best environment for conception, pregnancy, and postpartum. But I need to be real about something. Functional medicine problem has a major accessibility problem. Most functional medicine doctors don't take insurance. The testing they run, comprehensive hormone panels, nutrient testing, gut health tests, often aren't covered by insurance either, or would need a conventional medicine doctor to write that prescription. And those supplements, not covered either. This means that functional medicine is largely only accessible to people with significant financial privilege. And obviously that's a problem, especially when the communities most harmed by conventional medicine, Black folks, Indigenous folks, people of color, are the ones who could benefit most from a different approach. I want to acknowledge some privilege here. I work with Align Modern Health, which is one of the rare clinics that do take insurance. I also have a job that provides a flexible spending account, and I use that to cover additional expenses like supplements and tests. Not everyone has access to insurance. Not everyone has an FSA, and the out-of-pocket cost can be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So while I'm sharing my experience with functional medicine, I want to be clear, This should not be the only way to access root cause personalized healthcare. The fact that it is speaks to how broken our system is. So, finding my doctor. When I was choosing a doctor, I knew I wanted to work with someone who is passionate specifically about preconception, not just pregnancy, but the preparation to get pregnant. Someone who shared my vision for optimizing my body before conception and not just like managing some problems or symptoms that arise. I wanted a doctor who would see me as a partner in my healthcare, not a patient who's just going to follow some orders. I wanted testing that would give me a full picture of my health, not just, oh, you're sick. Let's make sure we can manage the symptoms, but how can we get you to be even healthier? And I wanted a personalized protocol based on my body, my labs, and my needs, not just like some one size fits all situation. And that's what led me to functional medicine. And specifically, that's what led me to the particular doctor that I'm working for. So, what did we test? I started with a comprehensive blood panel, which included a hormone panel, testing estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA. I wanted to know that my hormones are balanced and that I'm producing what I need for a healthy cycle and conception. We also tested nutrient levels. So that's everything from like vitamin B, the B vitamins, folate, B12, iron, magnesium, all my minerals, because everything plays a critical role in fertility and fetal development. So I want to know where I was starting and how I could get to optimal levels. Another big thing is thyroid function. So we tested TSH, free T3, free T4, and thyroid antibodies. Thyroid health is huge for fertility and pregnancy, and conventional doctors often just test TSH, which doesn't give you a full picture of your thyroid health. Also, inflammation markers, things like CRP, your C-reactive protein, and homocysteine. Chronic inflammation can impact fertility and pregnancy outcomes and can also make you just feel so crappy. So this was something that I really wanted to see where I was. Lastly is gut health. I did a SIBO test, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, with a GI doctor around the same time that I started working with my functional medicine doctor. And then I shared those results with her. We also did some markers in my blood panel as well. And gut health is so important because it quite literally affects everything. Your nutrient absorption, inflammation, hormone balance, mental health, all of it. And I knew that this would be a really big area for improvement for me. And through this testing, I learned exactly where my body was at, what was already optimized, what needed a little bit of support, and what needed some really serious healing. And based on those test results, my doctor created a personalized protocol for me. And utilizing those test results, my doctor and I worked on an actual protocol just for me. So those treatment goals include: one, optimizing my nutrient stores and replenishing my minerals. My minerals were deeply, deeply depleted, probably due to chronic stress and the gut issues that I'm having. So we're working hard to replenish those stores ahead of pregnancy. And we are hitting that hard. Also, healing some gut dysbiosis. My SIBO test showed that I had some imbalances in my gut and some overgrowths, which I already knew going in. Like I knew that from my symptoms. So we're working on healing through some probiotics, targeted supplements, because gut health is the foundation for everything and actually will help me to absorb the nutrients for my food that I need to be absorbing. 3, supporting those adrenals and managing stress. My cortisol pattern showed that my stress response needed support. So we're using some adaptogenic herbs, some magnesium, and nervous system regulation practices to bring my body out of a constant fight or flight pattern. The protocol includes specific supplements, and I'm not going to list all of those here because everyone's protocols will look different, but they are based off my labs. And then in the next few months, we'll retest and see how those interventions are actually working and then adjust from there. That's it. Would I say that functional medicine is worth it? Abso-fucking-lutely. The testing gave me information I would not have gotten from a conventional doctor. The personalized protocol addresses my specific needs at the root rather than just managing symptoms, and I feel empowered and informed about my body in a way that honestly I never have before. But if functional medicine isn't accessible to you, advocate for more comprehensive testing with your conventional doctor. Do your research and ask for a full thyroid panel, not just TSH. Ask for nutrient testing. Push for answers. You can prioritize a nutrient dense diet, like we talked about in the nutrition video. You can find that here to support your body even without testing. You can work on gut health through food like fermented foods, fiber, removing inflammatory foods. And you can support your stress through free practices like breath work and movement and sleep. Functional medicine has given me a roadmap, but a lot of the interventions are things you can do on your own as long as you have a little bit of knowledge. The system shouldn't be able to gatekeep this information behind expensive doctors and tests. But until that changes, we have to do what we can with what we have access to. So next up in the series, I'll be talking about nervous system regulation since that's such a huge part of my protocol. So drop a comment and let me know, do you work with a functional medicine doctor? Are you interested in this approach and what questions you have? And if you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.